Top half of the 8th inning. Derek Lowe came on in the 7th to strike out Miguel Cabrera. Came on in relief of Andy Pettit. And here's Prince Fielder. He's 2 out of 3 and has knocked in 1 of the 2 Detroit runs. Our friends at the Elias Sports Bureau inform us that we're watching history tonight. Yankees have never left the bases loaded 3 times in a postseason game. They have tonight. And there you see it. Fielder with the bouncer. To share a nice play. Flips to low, 1 down.
Set lineup. It's pretty easy. They got the most depth. They got the most salary. It's a pretty set lineup. You don't have to worry about anything, but not so fast.
Good players on the bench.
Yep. And I might add, Joe's done an incredible job this year managing this team that has not been all what it's cracked up to be all the time.
That ball is drilled down the line in left, and it's gone. Delman Young, who tore up the Yankees last year in the ALDS. It's a solo shot here in the 8th, and it's 3-0. And Delman Young has become the all-time leader in postseason home runs for the Detroit Tiger franchise.
Was that sinker up in the strike zone? But it certainly was in. And the ability to pull those hands in and keep that ball fair and wrap it around the foul pole. Pretty amazing what Delman Young does in the postseason.
Young had been tied with Craig Monroe and Hank Greenberg with 5 postseason home runs. And now he has the franchise record outright, and the Tigers have a 3-0 lead.
Franchise record. He just got here. I mean, from Minnesota, of course.
That ball's well hit by Peralta into the gap in right center. He'll round first and cruise into second with a 1-out double. Boone Logan, who led the American League in appearances with 80 in the regular season, pitched in 2 games in the ALDS, and he's on here in the 8th. With the Tigers leading 3-0. And Johnny Peralta leading from second with Andy Dirks at the plate. Swinging at the first pitch, Teixeira takes it himself. Peralta moves to third with 2 out. Avisail Garcia, who was the minor league player of the year in the Tiger organization. And he took a pitch there, called up. In fact, didn't play AAA ball this year, Ronnie. He played a little single A and double A. They called him up from Erie. And he played in 23 games, got a great arm in right field.
We asked Jim Leyland about him today. He didn't really give us too much because certainly doesn't want the hyperbole to start with Garcia. But if Miguel Cabrera is the foundation, this kid could be the future.
There you go, John. He's taken 2 pitches. It's 0-2. Now you're saying swing the bat, kid.
Well, there's a lot of people he's not going to see, obviously, and it's kind of hard to hit when first thing you look at you swing. So I'm sure the influence of players have helped him.
On an 0-2 pitch, he singles up the middle, and it's 4-0 Detroit. The 21-year-old comes through, had a big RBI in the Oakland series as well. 2 runs in here in the 8th. Tigers lead 4-0. And here's Gerald Laird, who takes down low 1-0. There you see Delman Young, who homered earlier here in the 8th and now has the franchise record for postseason home runs. The first 5 came last year in the postseason. Grounded wide of third.
definitely seen some guys have. I know there's been expanded playoffs and more opportunities, but guys like Carlos Beltran and had all those home runs. Cruz with the Rangers had that one year with all the home runs. Well, Delman Young had that for the Tigers last year and got hot at the right time and helped them at least go on to play the Rangers, and looking to do that in this time frame. They're back in the ALCS.
These add-on runs, though, have done the one thing that we talked about, and that is given a cushion to the back of that bullpen that has been under fire. Yankees, including tonight, last 6 postseason games, scored a total of 12 runs. Hard to win that way, even though they got through the division series.
Something the Yankees have that can work against them. It's this: they're always calm. They never look bothered. They look like somebody's going to rise to the occasion. They did it against Baltimore in the 9th when it felt like the game was over. It certainly feels like here, but they have been there, done that mentality, so they always feel like they're in the game no matter what the score is for the most part.
The 1-2 to Laird, misses inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Laird, member of that champion St. Louis Cardinals team a year ago. This is his 2nd time around with the Tigers.
Only caveat to that, John, when you think about it, is that Detroit's been there too against them last year, and they walked off triumphant.
Two way upstairs, count full to the number 9 hitter in the Tiger lineup.
But the beauty of a 7-game versus the 5-game is you can avoid the hiccup or the bad game or no runs. You know, in a 5-game, you put yourself behind a hole, and certainly the way the pitching lines up. I think, again, the interesting thing here is the Tigers know who's pitching game 3. The Yankees know who's pitching. You just want to have that advantage when your horse is on the mound. That's why game 1's a little more intriguing here.
Garcia will be off with the 3-2 pitch. A looper to Jeter, and that's the final out. But the Detroit Tigers pad their lead. Delman Young with a cannon shot. It's 4-0.